Okay, the questions you've all been asking. When did I start grooming Caitlin?
Andrew, no. No, first of all, never. Second of all, this is our Q&A video. We are answering your most asked questions.
The questions we get asked
all
every day, all day, every day for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So we're going to answer them.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go! We can say that because we won last night.
You beat the Giants.
It's a win. An NFL win. It's what we needed, okay?
First and foremost, the burning question, is Deese on Ozempic? I didn't think we would have to talk about this so soon, but unfortunately, he just really cares about himself, guys, and works out.
Does drugs.
No, you don't. That's not true.
No, I do cardio.
Yeah.
I play a lot of basketball.
Right. And he eats very well.
Right.
I be feeding him well.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, she doesn't cook, so I eat less.
Andrew, I
lose
cooked
weight.
I just cooked dinner last night.
She did. It was good. She cooked chicken, rice, and avocado.
It was so good.
She didn't cook the avocado, but she put the salt and the lime juice on it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
If you haven't had avocado that way, try it. Salt, pepper, lime juice. Garlic salt. Sprinkle it on there. It's delightful.
It is really
good. It's a treat. You know what I mean?
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 5 years.
Yeah, almost 5 years now.
I got her Snapchat January 8th. So it's like
right?
September 27th.
Something.
So January 8th, so 3 more months will be the day that we locked eyes. Which leads us, there was a question, where did we meet? At a diner.
Yes, we met at Metro Diner.
And it was the way we looked at each other. I will never forget the day that we locked eyes. I won't.
I won't either.
Because it was like...
It was a good day.
It was such a different visual connection that I ever experienced. And like I knew and she knew.
Yeah.
So I don't know what about it. At that point in my life, I was prepared to be alone forever. I was like, I'm going to grow my beard out. I'm going to become like, Socrates or something. And we're just going to go from there. We'll be single. It's okay. I'll be like the funny uncle.
And then here I came.
Yep. She certainly did. You came into my life. You certainly came into my life. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? Get your head out of the gutter, Come on.
Well, sometimes you just think about it. But yeah, it was, to me, it was like, I just knew. And there was like nothing in the world that was going to stop me from being with him. And that was it. And that's when that just sealed my fate right there.
Certainly sealed the fate. Yeah,
so, yeah.
Lockdown.
He just walked into the diner and I like looked at him.
She said, oh, damn.
And we looked at each other, we're like, oh. Mm-hmm. And then a few days later, he came in and sat down with my friend who he had lived with.
Right.
And I was like, let me, slide on in there. And I went and sat next to him and was like, hey, I'm Caitlin. He's like, hey, I'm Andrew. And then like a week later, he came in and got my number.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then there was love.
And then it was you guys, and now it's us.
What type of sports did you guys do growing up? Go ahead.
I did wrestling my freshman year a little bit, and then my junior year a little bit, my senior year a little bit. I played football my senior year. So I wasn't really into sports as much as I wish I would have been, but I overcompensated now at LA Fitness playing basketball. So... worked out for me. I didn't scratch that itch when I was in the teens. Like most people get tired of sports after it's been beaten into them in like middle school and high school. That wasn't the case with me. So now I just love just continually trying to get better at sports when it comes to stuff like that. I played a lot of flag football in my 20s. And, all right, dog, all right.
Dog. The dog's over there moaning because he's talking too much.
Yeah, Pacino. All right, you go. Now your turn.
Okay, I was a gymnast most of my childhood. I had a lot of injuries though, so I ended up quitting really soon, which I wish I didn't, but I know if I would have kept going, I would have just been in more pain. I basically had like, you know how you get shin splints? I had those in my forearms. So every time I would tumble, it would hurt really bad. It just wasn't ideal for me to keep going. I quit probably when I was like 13 or 14. And then I tried to do like softball. I got hit in the face with a ball a few times. And I did cheerleading. I did cheerleading one year, and there's nothing really like clung to me like gymnastics did. So yeah, I danced a little, I think, in high school, but like nothing that meant as much as gymnastics did to me, and still does to me. So
She still is very good at gymnastics.
I am. It just, my wrists are very weak. And
She doesn't do it as much though, but she definitely showed off in front of me a few times in the beginning to hook me.
I did.
For sure. I was like, we're going to have some
I
athletes.
can still do all of that though.
But she can.
Yeah.
She can.
I might like throw my back out, but I can do it.
Pause.
Okay. Next question. Let's get a little personal. Are all 3 kids Andrews? No, not biologically.
No.
I had my first daughter when I was 19 with my ex. Yes, he's still in her life. Yes, he still sees her. Yes, she loves him. Yes, we co-parent. Everything is great. Like, everything is fine, and he treats her as his own, and like, I couldn't ask for anything better, and she's happy. And yeah, I mean, the youngest 2 are his, definitely. Like, if you couldn't tell by looking at them, well, now you know. But yeah.
Yeah. It's been a lot of work. It's been difficult
Being
at times.
Being a step parent, I think, is
a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Hard.
Yeah.
There's a balance, but yeah. I think we're finding it.
I say at first when I met her, you know, she had this daughter that was 2 years old, and it was very easy to like make her an extension of Caitlin. But then as you start having, you know, your biological children, it just starts getting more complex and more detailed, and
yeah,
you have to be.
As she gets older, and if it's hard to like make her. We always want to make her feel like she is one, like she's not just half of us. So I honestly think we worry about it like much more than she's even thinking about it. Like, I genuinely think she's fine.
Yeah, but, and I always think about, you know, the Disney movie Cinderella, where the stepsisters were mean to her, and I think about like, I don't want to be a mean stepdad, or I don't want any of those things to happen, so I try to analyze everything, where I start to try to use logic over feelings, like, oh man, this girl needs a little bit of more attention than I've been giving her, and she needs some one-on-one time with me, because she gets to go to the weekends with her dad, and she gets that one-on-one time with her dad, and so for me to try and find a median spot between all of it, it takes a lot of detailed thinking and patience. And it's definitely been difficult, but
you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I think that it will work out in the end for everybody. So. Yeah,
genuinely, it's gotten every year. It gets easier and it gets better, and her happiness is what matters, and she's happy with it. So, where was your first date?
Do you remember?
Yeah, the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Steak and Shake. We went to the drive-thru. And I love Steak and Shake, so I didn't even care. And then we went to Blue Man Group together at Universal.
I think it's a great first date, to be honest.
It was a good first date.
I was really trying to make sure I won her over. Took her to City
you
Walk.
Didn't even have, like, it.
Yeah?
It was already won over. Like, I was like, okay. But yeah, that was really fun.
The dog is bothering me right now.
The dog?
Table. We have 2 dogs, by the way. Jax and Blue.
Yes.
Blue Tick Hound, Mutt, and then Jax is a Golden Retriever.
Yes. They're both special.
Very.
What are some things about your past that we don't know about?
Anything for you?
It's hard for me because like I don't have like.
She doesn't want to talk about her sex change.
No. I don't really have like a past. Like, I was thrown straight into adulthood after high school. I guess the past that y'all don't know about if you're new here is that I have another baby daddy. You know, like that's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
For you, go ahead.
So, for me, and that's one thing too, is because like we get a lot of good comments, you know, but we also get a lot of like jealous, insecure, hater comments where people talk about how lucky and fortunate we are, which we are lucky and fortunate people. But, you know, one thing about me is 10 years ago, I was strung out on drugs. I was panhandling. I lived in a tent in the woods. I was stealing from Walmarts and Targets. I was a terrible person, you know? I lied. I did all kinds of things, you know? I doing a lot of drugs, you know, the worst kinds you could think of, the worst kind of way you can think of. And I was able to get my life together by myself, on my own. You know, I was like 5 years, I went away from everybody for my entire livelihood and just rebuilt myself. I studied, I understood, I worked on my body, I was healthy, I developed character, I didn't lie, I built myself piece by piece, brick by brick, and conveniently, a woman noticed that. And I was posting videos on YouTube and the internet, Instagram, about, you know, the importance of goal-oriented behavior, the importance of perspective and understanding. And I was putting in all this work, and nobody gets to see that. Nobody gets to understand that. They just see all of this YouTube and videos and our subscribers and the money that it makes us. And, you know, people talk down to me a lot. And, you know, I get told a lot, this is all because of Caitlin. If it wasn't for Caitlin and all this, which may be very true in a lot of sense, you know. But, like, what I did to become this man was not because of Caitlin. You know what I mean? And I think that people just look on this exterior image of what we are and don't truly understand the fundamental things that made us who we are. You know, her situation with having a kid and that stuff not working out the way she planned, and that forced her to grow up really quickly. So she may be, you know, 10 years younger than me, but she was also an older person because of her traumatic situations and things. And I also was a very different than normal person because of my traumas and situation, which I'll just tell you that at face value what it was. I mean, obviously, for me to be strung out on drugs in the woods, there obviously had to be a lot more things that happened when I was younger and all those. But I don't like using that stuff as my whole personality or as a badge of honor.
Or excuse.
It was an excuse because the rent is due every day. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I have to work on myself. I have to build myself. I have to try and do things that, and you know, better me and our family. And it may not always work out. So I don't really like to live in the past. You know, I'm a product of in the moment type thing. So that is one of the past things that I wanted to tell you guys about. I've talked about it on a podcast, but the podcast don't get a lot of views.
Yeah.
So maybe this will get more out there and more people will understand, you know, a little bit about me, you know. So yeah, that.
That's good.
Let's go on some.
I'm
Love you
proud of
too.
you.
Kiss. Thank you. It was just for the video, wasn't it?
Did Caitlin get made fun of for being a ginger? Yes. All the time, okay? And you want to know why I'm so mad about it now? Is because now people pay. They pay to dye their hair ginger. And when I was in elementary school and middle school, it was like this big, and like it didn't help that I was a gymnast. So like I had no boobs. I was super skinny. Like I had these freckles, and my hair was much more ginger than this. And you know, that's just, oh, does the carpet match the drapes? Shut up, okay? No, it doesn't. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I still do, so. Has there been any videos that went too far? Go ahead, tell them.
So one time I thought I was trying to ramp up, get the views flowing, you know me. And I decided to go to the Starbucks and ask them to put my ex-girlfriend's name on the cup. We won't say which name it is because we don't want them to feel the satisfaction of that name being there. I won't do that. But one name in particular, and I brought it to her and I said, like, "Can I got your coffee?" And she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She picked it up and she started crying. And I was like, oh shit.
Because why would you do that?
Yeah, that was stupid. That was dumb.
It was really dumb.
Very dumb.
I think if I wasn't pregnant, I wouldn't have cried, but I still would have been pissed.
And that video happened 3.5 years ago.
But there hasn't been one since.
No, that video was 4 years ago.
How has YouTube changed your life for better or worse?
I think it's made my life better.
Yeah.
In every way possible. So.
Well, I mean, when we first started doing this, I was like, I just didn't want to do it. I was like, I'm not, like, I don't want to get in front of a camera. I don't want to post it. Like, I don't enjoy it. Like, I had gone to college and got a degree, and like that's what I wanted to do, and I thought that was like the only option for me was to finish out what I started. And looking back now, I'm so glad I just put all the trust in him for that. And like I remember the day we got monetized on YouTube, like he was so excited, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I was like, whatever. And then now looking 4 years later, 3 years later, Brandon's almost 4 years later, that like it's become basically this empire that we've created, and that I put full trust in him to provide for us on that, and it has blown up. And now like I think back, I'm like, if I would have been like, no, I'm not doing that, I'm gonna go work my job where I have to leave my kids and not make as much money as I deserve doing that job. So yeah, I would definitely think for better, regardless of like any hate comment. There's really nothing that would make me say like it was for worse.
Because her degree's in speech pathology.
Yeah.
So one of the arguments I had was we can make more money doing this, and you don't have to go sit behind a desk 8 to 5, and you get to spend time with the kids. That was my argument that I used all the time. I was like, if we do this, this is what will happen. And she put her full trust in me.
I just I didn't believe in it. I believed in him, but I didn't believe in it. I was like, there's just no way. Like, it's so stupid. That's not. But it turns out it's not stupid.
And I had to get on to her a few times.
He did.
Like, this is like, we have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be. And I think, too, you've gotten much more confident in yourself. And
now I couldn't see myself doing anything else. So do I still love speech pathology? Absolutely. I think it's still a beautiful profession. But the knowledge that I gained in that degree, I now apply to my children or my friends' children when they have questions, or like just helping kids just speak, and not even kids, adults. It teaches you a lot about communication in general. So, and then I also did a lot of like child psychology, child development. So it helps me in my motherhood and being an aunt and being a whatever to children more than anything. And it's not like you forced me. Like I could definitely do it if I wanted to, but like I was like, you know what? I think like let's just go for it, and we did, and I'm so glad we did. But like I don't think you guys give him as much credit as he deserves, because if it was up to me, we wouldn't have even started this. So I just completely was like, okay, whatever, like anything, life just, I was like, okay, we'll do it. Like I trust you, and I mean, clearly it's paid off. So.
Luckily for me, I don't find satisfaction in the applause. I find the satisfaction in the creation and the work.
Yeah.
So like the success is the work and the effort, and like it works out for me. Like it does sometimes. I'm like, well, I don't do anything, I guess. Apparently, right? But I mean, those are just bad days, I suppose. But I really do find all the gratification in the work and creating this stuff and getting it going. And she depends on me to make the videos. Like, I have to come up with everything and do
I have some ideas sometimes.
Well, I didn't mean like, I did say everything. I didn't mean it like that.
I
know.
I know what you meant.
I have to carry the burden, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if he isn't like, let's make a video, I'm not making a video.
But she's really made some really good ones that are all her ideas.
Yeah.
And another question that I don't think's on here that someone was asking is, why don't our kids on this channel? Why is it only her and me? That's because our kids and her and I all together are on Camp Vlog.
Yes.
That channel is designed for an audience of all ages. This channel, I would say, is TV 14 and up.
And our kids don't belong on a TV 14 and up channel.
Right. So they don't even watch these videos.
No, they don't even. They're not even around when we make them.
Maybe. They were in the beginning because they couldn't understand words.
They were really little.
And now they pick it up.
They're really smart. Like, they're freaky smart, so you can't.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, okay, y'all need to leave the house so we can make videos. Like, that's just where we're at, and I like this operation. And I even see people be like, oh, you guys are never with your kids anymore. And it's not even that. We're literally with our children all the time. It's just that they are on a different channel. So no, you're not going to see them on this channel. And if you only watch this channel, you're probably going to think we're never with our kids. That's fine. Think whatever you want. But they are on the other channel. But there's also like a balance between like our kids love doing the videos, but I'm not trying to make the video just about them and like follow them around with the camera. I'm not doing that. So
even though they make us do it.
They do.
They're like...
You should see them doing their Target hauls.
Come record me. Come record me. I got something I want to show them.
Yeah. And I'm like... And they love it so much, but they're also children. They're not understanding the magnitude of it. And I think we're doing a fantastic job of the separation and how much we include them and how much. So there's that. Has putting your life on the internet hurt your relationship?
No.
I don't think there's anything that can really hurt our relationship.
Well, amen, sister. High five.
Besides you like going and cheating on me like you do in my dreams.
Let's see. Here we go. Stupid dream stuff. I think that it's strengthened our relationship because of the chemistry and working together. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, when our kids get older, the dynamic that we have working together, we'll have some other successful venture together when the kids are out of here, and that's not our entire personality, I guess you could say.
It is.
I think it'll pay dividends in the long run for our relationship, and it has made us a lot stronger. The only reason we are successful is chemistry, effort, and execution. Communicating, those things that are what make us successful in relentless pursuit of getting this done the right way. And I think it has benefited us a lot. Even
like the only time we really do argue is about work, and even through those arguments I do feel like we get stronger. I mean, they happen like once a year, maybe.
We haven't had any in a long time.
I think the last one was like 2 years ago.
I think we need to have one.
What?
We need to have one of these.
I know.
Get one out.
Yeah, maybe we should just put boxing gloves on. Mm-hmm. But now it's so easy to diffuse because we've had our disagreements, and now we are able to communicate so much better. And just, you know, but I also think it helps that we both have full trust in each other, and that we both know that like our relationship is unbreakable. It really is. And so I don't think that there's anything, even YouTube, that could affect us. Mm-hmm. Okay, this one's for you. When did Deese notice he was balding, and how did he handle it?
I was 21 years old, and I noticed the right here started falling out. And at first I was like, dang, I'm on a timer. So I think that it did affect me, as in like I was trying to find a mate so bad, so fast, because I was balding, and I was like, I'm going to be insecure. She's not going to like me once I go bald. And so, like, I think that made me very neurotic, maybe is the word. Very aggressive, and, like, I would cling to something, and I was very attached. And I think that would cause me a lot of relationship problems, so I never could find anyone that either met my standards or I met their standards. It was just a bunch of insecure lust, and once I kind of just let go of it and shaved it and just moved on, is, like, really when my life got a lot better. Now, YouTube has brought us the opportunity, obviously, to where I could get hair surgery. And, you know, they offer an opportunity for people who need it or want it to get a discount. So that worked out.
Have you always wanted kids? I have wanted to be a mom since I could literally remember. Like, I used to say I wanted 6 kids. Obviously, I didn't realize how difficult they are. I was the second oldest of 5 kids, and so I had 3 little sisters that I took care of. I had a nephew when I was really young. So, like, all of this, I used to babysit. Like, I just loved children and the thought of, like, having my own kids. And if I wasn't so worried about pouring into each of them individually and having time for them individually, I would probably have 5 kids. But it's just not, I don't think it's logical and feasible, and I don't think that if we did have a bunch of kids, then we could individually give them what they need. I feel like something would go missing. Right now, it's already hard enough. Adding another one, like, I couldn't imagine.
I would feel guilty.
Yes, the guilt would eat me alive.
Because, like, I can't give the love that they want and deserve to each one.
Well, it's not even the love. It's just, like, the attention and the, like, you have to parent each kid differently. You're not parenting them as a whole. Like, they're individual people, and they have individual needs and individual things that need to be tended to. They all learn in different ways. They grow in different ways. Their emotions are different, and they each have interests. And my parents are great parents. I never want to take that away from them. They were amazing parents, but they had 5 kids, and I hardly ever remember, like, being alone with them. Like, just, like, having, you know, the attention and having all that poured into me. So I don't want, that's why we're at 3, and I think I think we're good, sadly.
Yeah, we might be good.
But I want more, but it's just, I don't think. But yeah, to answer the question, yes, I always wanted children. I love kids. I recommend them. They are just, I don't know.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful little creatures.
It's because, like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna cry.
So that's to answer both questions. Do we want more? We don't know. The longer we don't have more, the less we want more.
Yeah.
So,
well, you've always wanted kids though too, right?
I have always wanted children. That was
like
my
one of
whole
the
goal.
first things that like we talked about too. He's
Yeah.
like, "You want more kids?" I'm like, "Oh
I
my
want
god,
a kid.
absolutely."
I'm here for kids
want
only.
children.
I dated for children.
Kids only.
I dated for kids. If I did not think that you were capable of raising my children, I was not dating you.
Yeah.
And then I met this little mothering thing right here, and I was like, jackpot. That's really why I fell in love with her. It wasn't, I know you guys are like, she's so beautiful. She's inside. This is why I really love her. The inside. You gonna start crying? You're gonna start crying, we gotta go. Thank you guys. If you want more question and answers, comment below before she cries. Now.
I'm already crying.
Bye.